Good morning, Cheon, co-chair. Good morning, regional president, regional vice president. Good morning, all sub-regional directors, Africa HQ staff, and all the leaders and parents and the youth present this morning. Let us all join together. Let's join together in a prayer. Our dear, most precious and beloved heavenly parents, our parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind, we come before you, heavenly parents, this morning in preparation for this very special program that you have given us this opportunity so that we can be able to join together as parents, also as candidates for the blessing, centering on the 3-generation matching blessing, and in entire preparation for this special event that you have given us the opportunity to organize. We understand how much you have desired to see the success of this transition from first generation to the second generation and subsequent generations. And we know this is the core and the foundation for that success. The blessing is the key and the entry into the success of the advancement of your providence. We understand how much, heavenly parents, you have invested in preparing for this, since our true parents laid the foundation a long time in 1960 to be able to see that this will can be actualized. We know that they went through a path of blood, sweat, and tears so that they could be able to establish this foundation. And they have continued to guide us and to show us on how we can go about it, even in the absence or physical absence of our true parents. They have guided us so that as parents, we can also be able to find an opportunity to stand and to inherit that foundation. We are aware, heavenly parents, that we have limitations, but we have continued to seek for your wisdom, to seek for your understanding, so that as we are given this huge task to be able to take up from where true parents gave us, we can truly be able to find an opportunity on how we can be part and parcel of this new history. We want to pray for all the participants, all those young youths who are preparing themselves, that you may create a conducive environment for them to be able to actualize this. We know parents have made commitments and they were determined, even parents, to make sure that they raise them up in a way that they can eventually be able to take up your will, to take up your missions, and to be able to fulfill your utmost desire, which is to be able to uphold and continuously sustain the tradition so that the world can be restored through them. We thank you and we invite your presence that you may also guide them, be the source of inspiration. And we are aware they are growing up in an environment that is challenging, that we pray that you may be able to guide them and protect them, that they, though they are limited in number, they can stand as the salt to the world and to be able to continue to traverse every corner of this globe, and that they can also be able to transition and bring change so that all the happy blessed families can be identified. We thank you and we therefore wish to invite you in this orientation, that you continue guiding us in all ways as we wish to be able to offer it as a victorious event and also as an offering that will be acceptable to you. We thank you and we invite your presence as we offer this report in our names, Emmanuel and Albina of the Tanui Central Blessed Family. Ju.
Okay, thank you very much, Reverend Tanui, for your opening prayer. Now we will welcome true parents on this center, and we will have the Fundoke session. If the technical team is ready, please display the Fundoke. And I'd like to invite Mrs. Sunmi Wantete to lead the Fundoke session.
Good morning to all our leaders and family members. So I will be reading the Cheon, Book 4, True Person, Section 2, The Path of Restoration Through the Blessing. The origin and value of the blessing. 12. The term, the blessing, did not begin with the Unification Church. It has been the hope in God's innermost heart, something he has pursued and strives to fulfill while leading the providence through history. God had wanted to fulfill this hope by giving Adam and Eve the blessing of marriage after he created them in the Garden of Eden. However, to this day, no one has ever received this blessing. God has been in the sorrowful position of waiting throughout human history to see the realization of his hope for the blessing. After working in history for 4,000 years, God sent Jesus to this earth for the purpose of finally realizing the blessing that he had desired to give human beings. Jesus was doing God's providential work, but he was crucified before he could receive the blessing. Throughout subsequent history, many Christians struggled and shed blood as martyrs, but still God's hope remained unfulfilled. God walked the path of suffering along with them to see his dream come true, but until now he couldn't find that day. Only with the coming of that day will his bitter grief in history be dissolved and the dream that he has nourished throughout history be fulfilled. 13. The fall occurred at the completion level of the growth stage, and we have to reverse its course to be restored to the original state. Adam and Eve fell through the misuse of love. In the course of restoration as well, when we reach the stage Adam and Eve were in when they fell, we also must overcome this problem of love. Up to the present, people have been receiving love from the false parent, Satan. To overcome this problem of Satan's love, there is no other way but to connect to true parent's love, which is centered on God. Therefore, human beings who have inherited the fallen parents' lineage in the realm of the fall must meet true parents and unite vertically with them to find their way along the path that leads beyond the realm of the fall. The divine principle teaches that we must take that position. However, it cannot be fulfilled alone. It requires that men and women be paired as couples. This is the blessing conducted in the Unification Church. Therefore, the blessing cannot be performed based on how you want it. It must be done centered on the parents, the vertical center. 14. Human beings lost all things of creation due to the fall. Satan also defiled their substance, their bodies, and took away their hearts. Everything must be restored through indemnity. Hence, we must put God at the center of our lives and resolve the problem of all things, the problem of substance, and the problem of heart. Also, unless we pass through the completion stage, we cannot attain the standard of perfection. This is a principle and law. Thus, all the lost things of creation must be restored, and the defiled substance of human beings must be restored. The stolen heart has to be restored as well. When we look at this horizontally, all things represent formation, substance represents growth, and heart represents completion. 15. People commonly use the word blessing to denote the highest value. When businesses are successful, people say they're blessed. It means that they are fortunate. They also say they are fortunate when they have a good son or daughter. However, the blessing is to be received by men and women. What is great about the blessing received by a man and a woman? First, it is to begin a relationship of love in the very place where life is created. This is the most precious thing. Next, blessing is where a man and a woman connect to the life that does not belong only to human beings, but to God, who is the center of eternal life. It is where they inherit the ideal of love, where their love is not only their own love, but is connected with God's eternal love. Upon this foundation, they should strive to fulfill the ideal of life. This truly is a blessed life. Adieu.
Thank you very much, Sister Sunmi, for your reading, and let us appreciate for Chupion's word. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was very profound. Okay, thank you very much. Now, now is the time to receive the opening remarks from the regional president. But before we welcome regional president, dear brothers and sisters, please open your camera. I can still see few people opening the camera, but if you open the camera, you can receive more grace. So before welcoming our regional president, let us all be prepared and let us all welcome regional president with a round of applause.
Thank you, Secretary General Quintana, for giving me the floor. Bonjour, le Cheon co-chair, la vice-présidente, les directeurs sous-régionaux, leaders nationaux. Bonjour à tous les parents et tous les candidats ici présents à cette rencontre matinale. Le privilège que le parent céleste nous donne, c'est de pouvoir nous retrouver avant toute chose en famille pour partager, pour prier ensemble en tant que famille. C'est un grand privilège et nous devons être reconnaissants. Aujourd'hui, ce matin, nous sommes en train d'entrer dans la phase la plus importante de notre programme qui a commencé et qui est en train de faire son bonhomme de chemin. Aujourd'hui, il va falloir que nous puissions comprendre clairement, avec détail, comment le processus va se faire. Ce processus de matching que nous avons commencé depuis longtemps centré sur les bureaux des familles bénies et les responsables des familles bénies, que nous avons voulu renforcer avec les propositions de 3 générations pour que nous puissions améliorer notre façon de travailler et surtout pour que tout le monde soit engagé dans cette procédure, tout le monde soit engagé dans ce processus, afin que, je l'ai dit toujours, la réussite soit la réussite de tout le monde. Parce que nous n'avons pas droit à l'erreur, nous n'avons pas droit à l'échec. On ne peut même pas parler de l'échec. On doit parler toujours de la victoire parce que nos vrais parents sont des victorieux vrais parents du ciel de la terre de toute l'humanité. Je l'ai toujours dit que la victoire des vrais parents, elle est certaine. C'est la responsabilité de pouvoir la concrétiser qui nous incombe. Parce que la responsabilité de pouvoir concrétiser la victoire incombe aux familles centrales bénies que nous sommes. C'est très important que nous puissions nous retrouver ensemble, toutes générations confondues, pour concrétiser cette victoire. Voilà ce qui nous motive à adhérer à ce programme. Voilà ce qui nous consolide, qui consolide notre foi, notre détermination, notre engagement pour la réussite de ce programme. Une fois de plus, soyons attentifs et suivons et soyons ceux qui soutiennent, qui encouragent, qui participent pour la réussite, pour la victoire, et non être des spectateurs qui applaudissent de loin, qui regardent avec de loupe très critique pour déceler des erreurs là où ça ne va pas. Après, nous allons clamer que si nous avons été consultés, ça aurait été mieux. Donc, il n'y aura pas de justification parce que tous ensemble, en famille, nous devons, chacun à ce qui le concerne, donner sa contribution pour que la victoire qui est certaine soit substantialisée et concrétisée. Encore une fois de plus, bienvenue à cette rencontre. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, Region President, for your opening remarks, and thank you very much for giving us a clear mission to have this blessing. Yeah, it is really our mission, not only for the children, but also for the parents and for the leaders to succeed this mission on behalf of Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Yeah, thank you very much, Region President, for your opening remarks. So the next will be the orientation for the matching. We will invite the Regional Vice President to give this orientation. Please take note, be ready for receiving this orientation. And I still wonder if we are giving the orientation to the children. I hope so. Yeah, please open your camera. I'm now checking each one of you. Wow. Benin, thank you very much for preparing the venue. Always be ready for the call. And someone is in the darkness, but thank you very much for attending. And please really open your heart and take note for this important orientation. And let us all welcome our Regional Vice President, Mrs. Mika Amarama, with a round of applause.
Thank you very much for the welcoming, and greetings and good morning to our 21 co-chair, our Grandpa Papa Kamara, and also to our Regional President, Papa Kadima. Good morning to all of our blessed families and leaders present, and also good morning to all my brothers and sisters. So welcome to our orientation for the 3-generation assisted matching process that we've been working through this period, this whole now 21 days, coming up to 21 days of the first phase of education, and now entering into the second phase of the matching. So we wanted to meet together here to be able to present to you what is the matching process, and for you to be well informed and also be able to make your commitment to entering into this matching process after hearing and understanding what it involves. So this is something I'm really grateful to our Choniwan co-chair, Papa Kamara, and regional president, because we are meeting regularly, nearly every day, and sometimes for long periods, to be able to come up with a clear system, a clear process, and also trying to understand the different situations. And so I really feel that our Heavenly Parent and True Parents also are working through us as we are making also this investment to really find the best solution and the best way moving forward for blessing our children, our Heavenly Parents' children. So I feel this is not just for this time, it's something we will be ongoing, but I'm truly grateful that we are starting. And of course, there's still some things that are maybe not perfect. Maybe you are still questioning some things, but we are really moving forward together. And that was the purpose as a family, to come together, share, and present what is our different challenges and how we can really move forward to really bringing about the greatest gift, the ultimate gift, as our True Parents said, which is the blessing. So I'll be sharing today on the matching process and explaining that, the 3-generation matching process, and it will be detailed. So as the MC said, please take note, and hopefully you can understand a bit more the process and what is involved. So I'll be sharing my screen in order to do that. And I will be sharing as, in some sense, slower than I normally do, because as I said, it's detailed, and I also want to make sure the interpretation is ongoing. So also in the different languages, you will be able to understand. So my presentation today is going to be on the 3-generation matching orientation. So we just put 3G there. It's not talking about the mobile internet connection, but it's the 3-generation. It's referring to the 3-generation matching and orientation, matching process orientation that we would like to share with you. So for matching process for 2nd generation especially, there's the parents matching, and this is something that is ongoing, and it's continuing to be ongoing. And we want to suggest and share that those who are in the parent matching process already, they should continue in that process and finalize their matching decision and commitment. Now, what I'll be sharing the orientation on is going to be on the 3-generation assisted parents matching, which is the 3-generation assisted parent matching, which is what I'm going to be now presenting on. What is the process for that? This is going to be the orientation for this, and it's for all 2nd gen and Jacob singles who are not in process and who are not matched, that are willing to go to the matching to now be willing to go through this matching process. So it's for this group of people. And it will also, this orientation is for you to be able to really understand what it is, and also for your parents to also understand what it is, so that now you can make the informative decision as to whether you go through this matching process for this coming blessing. So I would like to also just give a brief kind of overview of the necessary steps to become a blessing candidate. I think maybe the way some of our terminology maybe can be a bit confusing, but I would like to clarify that today with sharing that before you are in a matching process, or before you are even preparing to be a matching candidate, you are what we call a blessing applicant. And this is those of the age of 17 for female and 18 plus for male. They are in a position to be blessing applicants. So this is what we'll be using from now on. Those who are not yet in the process, are not even maybe yet making the steps towards that, you are in the process of what we call, you're in the category of what we call blessing applicant. And that was the first group of the education. We were asking all blessing applicants, right? Anyone of that age, regardless of whether they'll be going to the blessing or not, to come to this education session. And also all matched couples also were able to come, and all even blessed couples. We wanted to really come all together as a family to have the education session. But now we are also want to define what is now what we call a matching candidate. A matching candidate is going to be the one who applies for matching. So they're willing to go to the matching. This can be of the parents matching, right? Those of you who are in the process through that, or what we now are going to offer as the 3-generation assisted matching. Yeah, so this is where you need to apply for it to become a matching candidate, to be kind of preparing yourself for being a matching candidate. And then you need to go through the necessary steps to qualify as a matching candidate. Okay, so this is what we'll be sharing so today, how you can qualify to be a matching candidate of the 3-generation assisted matching process. And then once you complete all the qualifications and you go through the matching, that's when now you become a blessing candidate, where you are matched and you have signed the matching report. So already in our continent, we have a few matched reports, and also people who have said that they are matched, but we need, in order for you to be now a blessing candidate, this report needs to be signed and sent up to the regional office, and then prepare now for the blessing. So this is also to emphasize the importance of being a blessing candidate. It's not just enough to be a matching candidate, but if you are matched, to report that so that you are become a blessing candidate. So this is the explanation of the different kind of categories when it comes to understanding blessing applicant, matching candidate, and blessing candidate. So now I would like to go through the necessary steps that or requirements to be qualified for matching candidate through the 3-generation assisted parents matching. So this is for this process of the 3-generation assisted matching process that I'll be sharing what are the necessary requirements to be able to be qualified as a matching candidate. Okay, so the first requirement is that we require everyone to apply for the matching through the 3-generation assisted parents matching, which is going to be through submitting an application form for this matching process. Okay, so there'll be an application form for this matching process, which I also will share for you to understand what that looks like. So this will be the application form that you'll be needing to submit. And it's a basic one just to express where you come from, your sub-region, which mission, nation, what nation you come from, what is your family name, what is your given name, what is your date of birth, and also what gender you are, and then also your contact information, your WhatsApp or telephone number, and also your email address. And then we will also ask you to, part of the process is to have an interview, blessing, what we're going to call the 3-generation matching and blessing interview, which you can then choose who you would like to have this interview with. It can be Cheon co-chair, regional president, regional vice president, regional secretary general, regional BFD director, sub-regional director, national leader, or national BFD director. So this is in order for us to prepare the necessary sessions for these people once you make your commitment or choice. And then this is a very important part. We want you to really answer whether you understand and also agree to go through this 3-generation assisted parents matching process as per the guidelines shared in the orientation. Yeah. So this orientation that we're sharing today is very important because we want you to first understand what is the process, understand, and also then agree. If you agree, then you say yes. If you don't agree, you say no. So this is to really make a clear commitment on your part that you understand and you would like to go through this process. If you do not, then you can also mention that. If you don't understand and need more information, you can mention that. But more than that is more saying, what is it? Do you understand and agree? Yes or no? And write that down. Then the second point is, do you agree and promise to follow all the official steps and conditions of the blessing? So before entering into the blessing, we know we have official steps that need to be done. And we'll be sharing that as well. And we need to make sure that also you agree and promise to complete that, because a blessing without fulfilling the official steps is a blessing that we're in debt to. And it's something that we don't want anyone here to be indebted. So we need to make sure we fulfill all the completed steps and at least also promise to complete them. And therefore we will be taking responsibility to fulfill that promise. And then this needs to then be signed by the parent, your parent, or the parent of the child who is preparing to be an applicant through this matching process, and then also the applicant, which is the youth, the single second-gen Jacob child who would like to go through this process of the 3-generation assisted matching process. So we need both signatures because this is not just the leadership giving a sharing or suggestion, it's also assisting parents to make the matching for their children. So it requires also the parents' involvement or the representative parent to be able to sign and to commit to this process as well. So that is what we are referring to when we say the application form that needs to be submitted. And the deadline for this submission is within the next 3 days. So by Sunday, February 26th, we need all the applications for this 3-generation assisted matching process to be submitted to the National Blessing Committee through the national leader or BFD director or youth leader, and sent now to the regional BFD director on the regional level, who is heading the regional blessing committee. So this needs to be done by February 26th in order for us to compile all those who are interested and willing to go through this matching process. Now, once you submit that, then those of you who submit that will now be able to go through what we're calling the matching and blessing interview. So this is going to be with all of the blessing applicants who have gone through, who have applied for this process of matching. And as I shared, it will be with a person of your choosing who you would like to have this matching interview with. And it's to basically share about yourself and also to do the blessing confession that needs to be done if you haven't done it already. And also to be able to give you now the necessary direction and steps that need to be taken for you to be qualified for the blessing. This can be now depending on your circumstance and situation. So this matching and blessing interview is going to be for all those who applied for the matching through this process. And it's to help also understand what is your situation and what are the steps needed for you to prepare for the blessing. It's also going to be a chance for us to ascertain in what situation you are in, also regarding receiving necessity to receive the special grace, and also give you the proper direction for how to go about preparing yourself for that. So this is why it's for everyone who's applied and is willing to go through this 3-generation assisted parents matching. This now will be between March 27th and March 1st. So 3 days after the submission of the application on Sunday, from Monday to Wednesday, we will be offering this matching and blessing interview with all the potential candidates. Then once we do that, then the requirement also to be now ready for the matching is to complete the blessing qualifications. And that is to take the portrait and full body picture, which will be used for making the matching. Also, other steps for the blessing need to be completed or promised to be completed. That is the education, the 3-day fast, and the blessing fee. So then we will be signing our promise to complete for those who are still in the process of completing. And then we'll be also requiring you to submit a blessing application form. We'll be making sure that's sent in advance as well. It will be a little bit different from what the matching application form looks like. It will be now more detailed, expressing even your different, your height and your medical test results. And, as I said, the profile pictures, so that you can now be ready for making the matching. And the deadline for all of these documents and the blessing application to be filled and submitted is by March 1st, 2023. So next Wednesday. Yeah. The reason for this is because now these documents need to be compiled, all sent to the regional office, for which now the regional president and the 3-generation leadership structure will be able to make the suggested offering through Cheon and prayer. And therefore, all the documents need to be ready by March 1st and sent to the regional office. So this is very important to take note of this date. Yeah, so all our requirements, especially the submission of the blessing application, needs to be done. So that's the qualifications or requirements to become a matching candidate through the 3-generation assisted parents matching. Now I want to explain the matching process. And this will be now explaining the matching process from the perspective of the leaders, those who will be making the suggested match, from the perspective of the parents, those who will be receiving the suggested match and making a decision together with the other parents of the potential match, and then those of the perspective from the 2nd generation, and then also from the perspective of the Jacob children. So I'll be sharing from 4 perspectives, the process of this, the matching process explained through the 4 perspectives. So the first one is the leaders. So the leaders will be receiving, all the leaders centering on the regional president, as the regional president, Reverend Jean-Pierre Kadima, will be receiving the documents by March 1st. All the matching, the blessing application forms that you will submit will be received by the regional office and compiled, and then necessary cheongsong and conditions will be made in order to have the matching take place from March 5th to March 7th. Okay, so 3 days of offering cheongsong, condition, and then doing the matching together, centering on the regional president, 3-generational leadership, offering and the necessary cheongsong and condition to make the matching. Now, once they make the matching and finalize the suggestions, they will announce that to the parents. Okay, this is for 2nd generation. They'll announce that to the parents And the parents will also have their time to prepare and decide through communication with the other potential parents to make the matching, suggested matching to the children. But on March 12th, this will be the announcement to the Jacob children. And the reason for that is the Jacob children still are being in the lineage of first generation. The process is a little bit slightly different at this point, and this is what will be for the Jacob children. The announcement will be made on March 12th, which will be the same day that all the children also will receive the announcement from the parents in order to make the decision. So that's for the parents, that's for the leaders, sorry. And now for the parents will be needing to support, of course, the children to make the application forms and make sure that everything is in order. And then from March 8th, they will be receiving the suggested match of the children from the 3-generation leadership. Then from March 9th to 11th, for 3 days, they will be starting communication with the other family in order to now make a decision about the matching. And this is also to be guided and assisted by a matching supporter or leader within your nation. And then on March 12th, they are to then announce to the children the matching results. And then on March 13th to March 15th, together with the children to offer a devotion, because the children will have 3 days to make a decision as to whether they will enter into the matching, into the communication with the other potential suggested match. So they will have 3 days, and the parents should also support that devotion period. And then from March 16th to April 5th, 21 days will be a period of communication with now the other family, of course, the potential match to each other, and also the family to the other family. We'll be also giving some guidance on how and the best process to going through this communication to really make sure, even in a short period, we really make the right decision centering on what Heavenly Parent and True Parents want. So this is for parents, process, of course, involving the children in some regards, but this is the matching process from the perspective of the parents. Now, from the perspective of the children or the second-gen candidates, this is the matching process explained. So what needs to happen basically from today until the 26th, so until Sunday, we want you to make a decision about whether you would like to go through this matching process. So apply for the matching through the 3-generation matching application that we will be submitting to you through the National Committee. And this deadline is on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday midnight is okay, but Sunday, everything should be sent for Sunday. Then on February 27th until March 1st, so from next week, Monday until Wednesday, we will be holding the matching and blessing interview with the people that you choose in order for you to be understanding the necessary qualifications and also making sure you are ready and in what direction also you will be given based on your situation. Yeah. Then from February 27th to March 1st, also we require that everything also be completed when it comes to medical test, the blessing fee, fasting, education, at least the commitment to complete the fasting, education, and blessing fee needs to be done. In your blessing application form, this will be a signature for which you'll be required to sign if you have not been able to complete everything yet. But the medical test definitely has to be, the results of the medical test definitely have to be ready before March 1st for us to be ready for you to apply for the blessing and the matching. So that's also by March 1st, the deadline. Then from March 1st to March 11th, it will be a period of Jeongsong. Now, this period also can be a time, because this is the time where the leaders will be making the match and the parents also will be deciding on the match. So it's not a time for you to just play, but really to reflect, to prepare, to offer the Jeongsong. If you haven't done your 3-day fast in this period also to offer the 3-day fast, so really you can prepare your mind and body for the decision that Heavenly Parent would like to give to you through your parents. And then on March 12th, you will receive the matching announcement by your parents, the matching suggestion. And then this will allow you to have also 3 days to offer devotion for that here and be able to, here, will be able to then offer devotion and make a decision that you would like to enter into the matching process with this individual that has been suggested. Once you commit to that, then you enter into a 21-day communication period with the other match and also together with the other family. Why we're saying that is because we'll be sharing a clear structure on also how to not only communicate between match and match, but even as a family, because it is the coming together of two families. And we would like also to present the process of how to guide you through that. Then we'll have the those who commit to the matching during the communication phase, then they will be ready to sign the report of that and hold the commitment ceremony, which we'll be holding all together as a region on the 9th of April. So this is going to be a great festive day for all those who have committed to go to the matching and to go to the blessing this year, to receive, to be welcomed and encouraged and kind of celebrated together as a whole region, because we really know this is not just a one family matter. You know, going to the blessing and making this commitment is really all of our family as Heavenly Parents' children to come together to really celebrate that. So we would like to hold that, and all those who commit will be going through that. It can be all those also who committed through the parents matching. It's not just reserved to only the 3-generation matching commitments, but also through the parents matching. If you haven't made the commitment ceremony, we would like to recognize you and hold the commitment ceremony together. Then we will have a blessing education program for all those who are now matched couples preparing for the blessing. This will be an education session, 3 sessions of 2, so 6 sessions altogether every Friday. And we'll be providing education in preparation for the blessing, in education in preparation for also starting family life. And then, of course, the big day that we will be all waiting for and welcoming together with our true mother is going to be May 7th, the Cosmic Blessing Day. So we'll be also, that's the process now, from now until the blessing day, what is involved, what is required, and what you'll be going through if you go through this matching process. And then for Jacob children, actually, the process is very much the same. You know, the completion, the requirement for application is the same. Deadline is February 26th, and it's the same form. Fulfilling the medical test and fasting, education, and blessing fee also required. If you cannot complete, if not everything is complete, fasting and education blessing fee, then a clear commitment to completing that, and we'll be following up on that. But definitely the medical test needs to be completed by March 1st. Period of Jongsong will be there as well for you to prepare your heart for the suggestion that will be given by the leadership. And then on March 12th, you'll be receiving the suggestion from the 3-generation leadership directly, for which, of course, you share with your parents to make an offer of devotion together to decide, okay, this is the person you would like to go to the communication phase with. If you accept that, then you'll go through the communication phase with that person for 21 days. Again, will be, if you commit to the matching, you'll be having the ceremony of commitment together on April 9th. And then you'll also be going through the blessing education session for all matched couples. So this is the same. And of course, the blessing day is the same. So this is, everything is the same. The only difference is that you'll be receiving the matching suggestion from the regional president, as in standing in the parent position, and be able to now share that with your parents to make a clear decision as you enter into the communication phase. So that's for the Jacob children. So from these 4 perspectives, from the leaders, from the parents, to the 2nd generation, to the Jacob children, we presented what is the necessary requirements and process of the 3-generation matching process. So now I would like to just share some points that we need to consider and understand. First of all, the blessing matching application deadline is Sunday, February 26, 2023. So this coming Sunday. For 3 days, you have a time to contemplate what you heard today and make a decision. Is this something I would like to go through? Is this, am I wanting to go through this process? Do I understand this process? And really make a commitment to that. You know, because this process really is there to support the parents to also make the matching for you, right? The children, and also for the parents to really be able to find the the pool of candidates, the leaders, to be able to make that suggestion, to offer that cheongsong, and to really bring Heavenly Parents into the decision in order to make that suggestion. So really, you need to make a decision, a commitment to really prepare yourself well. The first thing is the decision, the commitment to that. That's the first thing. We can't be half-half. We have to really decide, yes, this is what I would like to do. So that's what the first application is about. The matching application is to decide yes or no, and that you understand. The second is that you'll do a blessing interview, matching and blessing interview. And that will be between Monday to Wednesday of next week. Again, to now have a clear understanding of who you are, at the same time to have a clear understanding of what is needed, what steps you need to take. Everyone's circumstances may be different. You have maybe different realities, and we need to make sure, you are in the right process to receiving the blessing. If we need to wait for special grace, which also is coming, let us not wait, let us prepare, make the necessary steps to prepare for that. This is what is important. That's why we need to have this interview also, to ascertain in which situation you are in and make sure you are in the right process to going to the blessing. Everyone has a process to go to the blessing. Now, the time limit may be different. The steps that need to be taken may be different in terms of required restoration or indemnity that needs to be taken, but everyone has the process, the way to the blessing. This is what I really want to emphasize, because I know that's the heart of our parent. That's the heart of our true parents, our Heavenly Parent. If there was no way to bring us all back and to bring us to realize the blessing, then God's ideal cannot be realized. So let us really believe that, but also make the right steps, not wait for it like just it's my right, but make the right steps of moving forward in the direction of the principle to make sure we are in the right process to receive the blessing and the grace that Heavenly Parent wants to give to us. Then once you do the interview, then you can then make the blessing application, which is to make sure you have all your documents completed for you to be matched. And this is going to be by March 1st, next Wednesday, to complete all of this. So there's not much time. If you're really willing to go through this process, I recommend you apply now and you already start preparing with all your documents, all your medical tests as quick as possible to get ready for March 1st. Then also I'd like to mention that the matching suggestion by the 3-generation leadership centered on the regional president will be given with utmost sincerity and cheongsong from the pool of candidates who have applied for the 3-generation matching process. Okay. They will be choosing the pool of candidates who have applied for the 3-generation matching process. And the first match that they will suggest will be the final, given with the best preparation possible. Should the parents or candidates reject the suggestion at any point during the process of the matching, then they take the responsibility for finding a match during this period. Yeah, so just to mention, I think maybe before we were saying perhaps that if one rejects, you can go back and ask, but actually the process to offer this suggestion is also coming with a lot of cheongsong, a lot of sincerity, a lot of preparation. It's not something we can just change suddenly, because you may not, if you don't want to go with the matching that they suggest. So it takes time to go and prepare somebody again for you. So this cannot be done within this period. So therefore, those who are not able to accept the first suggestion, we have to accept that this will be now up to you to decide what's next for the coming matching, if you want, for this blessing. It doesn't mean no forever in terms of the next blessing preparation. Of course, we will also have this program perhaps to support you, and you can enter into that again. But for this period, we only will be offering one suggestion because it will be coming actually with a lot of cheongsong and spiritual guidance, and therefore it cannot just be changed suddenly if you are not accepting that. So that's also something you need to consider as you prepare to enter into this 3-generation matching process. And the second point is that this 3-generation matching process is for single, second gen and Jacob children who are willing to go through this process as shared in the orientation today, and also are willing and preparing to go through to the 2023 cosmic blessing. So everyone who is planning to go through this process, really you have to make also that decision in yourself that this is the blessing also I would like to attend. I am ready and preparing myself for this blessing. Yeah. It doesn't mean you may, depending on how the outcome of the matching will go, it will depend, right? But the desire and the preparation also should already be there, that if all goes according to the suggestion and according to my prayers and commitment, then I will be also committed to go to the blessing this year. This is also important. You know, the first phase was for everybody, but this one is really for those who want to also go to the blessing this year. This is also something to consider as you enter into this matching process. And then the third is that during the communication period, there will also be orientation and guidance, and also education regarding the proper steps and methods to communicate. We really believe this time we're offering 21 days to make this decision. And it may seem maybe short, it may seem long, but really it's a period that we want to offer as the Chongsong period, and really make sure every day is a very significant day in terms of our preparation, in terms of our decision, in terms of our understanding of our potential match, so that we can make sure we are really making the right decision centering on Heavenly Parent and True Parent. So we will be supporting you with some education support, internal and also external, on how to best communicate and really understand the individual, not from your own perspective, right? Because the blessing is not from our own perspective, but from God's perspective. And this is the key. So this is what I would like to share with you all. This is the end of my presentation. I hope it was able to be understandable, and also can really guide you into knowing what is the process and making sure you can now have every information to make the informative decision and commitment. And what's important here is the commitment to start, commitment to prepare. And then this is where now Heavenly Fortune and Heavenly Parents, True Parent, the spiritual world starts working also with you and your family to start preparing the right person for you. I really believe that. And I would like to encourage everyone who is in the situation, who is willing to go to the blessing this year, who is in a position to want to go through the matching process, to really make the right decision. But please pray about it, right? We're giving you time, 3 days, you know, and time to really reflect, to pray, to talk to your parents, and to make this decision. Yeah, if you feel you can make the decision now, that's okay. You can do it now as well. But please make the right commitment to this. So that's what I would like to share. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Regional Vice President, for your clear explanation. I hope it is understood to everyone. Yes, I think this was very clear. What was impressed for me was, do not wait, but to prepare and to choose the right commitment. This is very important. Let us really be proactive and proactively prepare for this matching process. So at this moment, before going to the next step, we would like to have a few moments for the question and answers. If you have any question, this time we will allow to have the question and answer time. You can raise your hand, or you can put your question on the chat. Is there any question you want to ask to Regional Vice President? Okay, let me see the screen. Yes, I can see one person, two person raising your hand. Okay, so I'd like to ask Reverend Levalo, or do you have any question? Please open your mic.
Thank you very much, Program Director, and thank you very much, Mika, for a beautiful presentation. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, no, the question I really want to ask, if we have second gens ready for the blessing, but they are children with special needs, children with special needs, and how do you go about it? We need some detail there, with special needs. In terms mentally cannot cope, but the children physically, they're upright. That's my question.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for the question. So I'd like to ask Regional Vice President to give the answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Reverend Lebalo. Yes, the answer to that is you still can request for the application to apply through this process, and then we will ascertain through the matching and blessing interview the situation of this particular candidate and what would be the necessary step for them to take. Yeah, if the person of special need is not able to enter into that interview, then it can be with the parent or with the the parental figure to make sure everything is in order to give them the right steps for preparing them for the blessing. It may not mean this one, but it definitely, what we want to emphasize is everyone is going to be offered the step that is necessary to take, depending on their situation. That's my answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Reverend Navarro, for your question. Now I'd like to also ask Mrs. Yonja Gomsi. You have the floor.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My question is, how much is the blessing fee for this year? Because there are many rumors going around that if you are planning to get the blessing here in Korea, you have to pay almost $2,000, or even if you're under African region. So I was wondering how much is the exact amount for the blessing fee this year?
Okay, yes, Regional Vice President, you have the floor for the answer.
Okay, yes, good afternoon, Yonja. Good to see you. The blessing fee, I would like to ask Reverend Bergray to confirm it, but my understanding is it's $100 US. But I would like to ask Reverend Bergray to confirm it, the regional BFD director. If you're present, please confirm what is the blessing fee for this year.
J'ai des problèmes avec ma caméra là. Bonjour, régional vice-présidente et tous les leaders. Oui, effectivement, le fonds de bénédiction, c'est $100 pour les candidats célibataires et pour les couples précédemment mariés, c'est $100 pour les deux. Le couple paye $100. Merci.
So $100 for the single candidates, $100 US. That is the answer.
Oh, sorry, does that include for everybody who will be taking who will be having the blessing here in Korea as well?
The people, if you register under the Africa, this is the current blessing fee requirement. But if there is other needs, if based on maybe taking the blessing in Korea, then we don't know. I will need to find out about that. But the requirement for the blessing fee in Africa under registered single candidates is $100 US.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Yonja, for your question. Now I can see Yeojeon. Yeah, if you have a question, please take the floor.
Est-ce qu'on est? Bonjour, c'est Maman de Yeojeon. Ok, j'ai deux questions. Ça concerne les jeunes de 21 jours. C'est-à-dire que les enfants qui n'ont pas pu faire les jeunes de 21 jours, séminaire de 21 jours, quelle proposition nous donner? Voilà, ça c'est la première question. Deuxième question, ça concerne les jeunes de 3 jours. Au cas où, bon, je ne sais pas, est-ce que c'est obligatoire que ça soit 3 jours complets ou bien la personne peut faire jeûne partiel aussi? Ok, merci beaucoup.
Okay, yes, thank you very much for the question. Yes, Vice President, you have the floor.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Mama, for your question. And yes, for the 21 days, so as I shared in the orientation presentation, the requirements for being qualified for the blessing is 21-day education, divine principle education, 7-day divine principle education, and the 3-day fast, among the others. And what we are offering is that this needs to be done. Yeah, this needs to be completed. If it is not completed within before the coming blessing or before the coming matching period, then we make sure that you or the candidate, together with the parent, take responsibility to promise to complete it. And all those who will be coming through this 3-generation matching process, for sure, we will be following up to make sure you complete it. We'll be holding a necessary 21-day program for those who have not yet completed it to be able to complete before even the blessing. Also, we'll be making sure that the 3-day fast will be able to be completed before the blessing. What now in terms of the question regarding the 3-day fast? In our region, we truly want to emphasize everyone to do the 3-day fast. This has actually moved from 7-day fast to 3-day fast. And really, this is the Cheon we want everyone to offer to prepare for the matching. However, if for some reason, medical reason or health reason, it is not possible, then also that can be shared to the BFD department, and the alternative will be given as an option for the preparation for this condition. Yeah. So it's depending now on why you cannot do the 3-day fast. If it's for medical reasons or some health issues, then we will consider another alternative for this condition to be met. But it needs to be reported to the regional BFD director. In the case of this 3-generation assisted matching, you can share it in the matching and blessing interview, and then the consultant will guide you as to what you need to do if for some reason you cannot offer a 3-day fast. But we want to recommend everyone to offer a 3-day fast.
Okay.
Okay, merci beaucoup.
Okay.
Unless
Thank you
there's
very much.
another explanation, I want to ask our regional committee team if there's another sharing regarding to that.
I think we are all on the same page with you. I mean, we are all together with you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, the audience are so excited. There are so many questions. I'm wondering if I need to choose. But yeah, I also want to ask Mrs. Angorio. Yeah, you are always asking good question. You have the floor.
Thank you. Good morning. I am a little bit concerned. We have a 2nd generation who are abroad. And then they applied here in Kenya, like, or Africa, let me say that. And then they were told by the nation BFT where they belong that they cannot give them the invitation letter to apply, to help them to process the invitation letter from Korea. They have to ask the original nation where they applied for the blessing to give them. And then my concern is this: from Africa, we can't ask for somebody in maybe America for the invitation letter. I don't know if it's possible or not possible, because there's somebody applied in Kenya and the nation where he is, they say that they can't help for the invitation letter from Korea because she applied in Africa, and she should not belong to any church where she is, because she applies from Africa. So a little bit concerned. There is a way Africa going to write to ask Korea to make invitation letter to the nation where he is. I don't know who she is.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for the question. I don't know if Reverend Edwin can have answer, but Regional Vice President, do you have the answer?
Okay. Yes, I'm very sorry. I don't think I completely understood the question, but I feel also it's not completely related to this orientation. But what I would like to share is that when it comes to the matching of inter-regional like where they are interregional locations or within inter-regions, what is important is to clarify the center, the subject of this matching process, and the BFD of the region of America or region of Africa need to communicate about the circumstances of that matching. And therefore, in regards to invitation letter, different things, this is what needs to happen. and we need to properly maybe prepare the pathway for inter-regional matchings to be done, and also the processes to receiving invitation letters and everything also to be clarified from the regional BFD directors of both regions. But I'm not too sure if I answered it properly, but I will take note and we will refer back to you together with the regional BFD director regarding this.
Okay, thank you so much. And sorry, maybe I ask more questions. The AFU fasting 9 days, it is out in Africa because there are some children who did the AFU 9 days. Yeah.
No, it is not out in Africa. It's but what we are recommending from our region is to offer 3-day fast. Now, if people cannot offer that, this is now where the option of 9 half days has come in. But the reason for not offering also should be very clear. What is the circumstances for not being able to offer in order for this offering to be accepted?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Sorry for the time. Because of the time, we will shorten the question and answer time. But we have Alfredo Dongani from Angola. If you can make the question short and precise, we appreciate.
Muito obrigado, família. Não sei se conseguem me ouvir. Aqui eu só falo português, não sei se vão poder assim me perceber por causa da linguagem. Ok. Sou o secretário-geral da UILA, aqui mesmo em Angola, e tenho duas situações das nossas irmãs. Primeiramente é a questão das nossas irmãs da segunda geração, que já tem uma idade muito avançada, de 28, 29 a 30 anos, que não tem ainda o parceiro até hoje. Será que nesta bênção de 3 gerações vai haver mais esperança para nossas irmãs que já têm uma idade mais avançada e ainda não têm parceiro? E também outra questão nós sabemos que a nível mundial há mais meninas do que homens. Nesse estilo de matching, de sugestão dos líderes, será que tem mesmo homens suficientes para todas as nossas irmãs a nível da África? Então, essas são as minhas questões.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Vice President, you can answer. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. For the first question, yes, we will be holding actually the announcement. I will be sharing the announcement in advance, but we'll be holding a meeting, a special meeting for those sisters, second gen, who are 27 plus. And we'll be holding a special meeting to go through some guidelines in regards to their preparations and also their solutions to getting them in the process for the blessing and matching in the blessing. So this meeting will be held on Sunday. Actually, just yesterday, I confirmed with the regional president, and we'll be announcing that within this announcement session to be able to give also some orientation, specific orientation for our sisters 27 plus to be able to join that orientation. And in regards to your second question, yes, globally, I guess perhaps that's the case, but we believe that it is not a deterring factor to going to the blessing, that there is a way. Now it's just the way of finding that and making sure that everyone has the person that God chooses for them to go to the blessing. So on the regional level, you know, at this point, we don't, in terms of candidacy, there is still many boys. It's just now whether they are applying or not. But this is what is the current situation. But we definitely are not in a situation where people are completely not able to gonna find a match. There is a way, and we want to share that process and also make sure also people start getting ready, because it's not about waiting, but really preparing and coming to receive who God wants for you. So I don't feel I have all the statistics, so I cannot answer that second point exactly, but that's my sharing in regards to that point. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Vice President. Due to the time, we will take just a final question from Luca. Is it Luca? You have the floor.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Merci le révérend Kadima. Merci la révérende Mika. J'ai une préoccupation. Cette préoccupation, c'est depuis 1995. Le constat fait que chaque fois qu'il y a des bénédictions de matching, nous avons des difficultés avec les pays anglophones. Souvent, les bénédictions avec les pays anglophones, ça ne marche pas. Et je me demande, c'est vrai, ça peut être un problème des ancêtres, mais est-ce que c'est un problème des ancêtres ou bien de l'éducation? Donc, je demande à la révérende de voir, parce que nous avons constaté que depuis 1995 jusqu'à aujourd'hui, lorsque nos frères et sœurs sont matchés avec les frères anglophones, exemple Kenya, Ghana, Ouganda, ainsi de suite.
Ton micro est fermé. Ange, ton micro est fermé.
Donc,
yes.
Je me demande, vraiment le souci, c'est que les frères anglophones, vraiment, je demande à révérende Mika, vraiment cette question-là, parce que nous souffrons avec les frères anglophones pour la bénédiction, donc les frères, surtout les frères. Donc, c'est ça ma préoccupation. C'est vrai, c'est la bénédiction. Nous aimerions avoir beaucoup de matchés, plus de 1300, mais là où je m'inquiète beaucoup sur les frères anglophones, les frères et sœurs, c'est-à-dire les pays anglophones. Vraiment, on a eu de grandes difficultés de matching pour les pays anglophones. Voilà un peu ma préoccupation. Merci, la révérende Mika.
Okay, thank you very much. This is very profound question. The question was addressed to the Vice President, but the region President also opened his mic. I don't know if we can give floor to region President.
Yes, please. I think Regional President can share.
Bon, c'est un constat que tu as fait, Papa Ange. On ne peut pas généraliser. On doit entrer en profondeur à la question et étudier les statistiques. Si ce que tu dis est vrai, mais il y a une vérité là-dedans. Parce que moi-même, je fais tout, je rencontre les couples qui sont là-bas, il y a des problèmes. Peut-être que pour les anglophones, selon tes statistiques, le pourcentage peut être élevé, mais il y a aussi des cas. Donc, nous devons étudier la question à quel pourcentage cela est vrai et essayer de voir sur place quel est le problème. Une des raisons pourquoi nous avons insisté que pour être qualifié candidat à la bénédiction, il faudrait avoir un minimum de séminaires de 21 jours. Et quand vous voyez, selon les cas des maris ou bien qui ont des problèmes, quand vous savez le processus de l'éducation n'a pas été bien respecté, ou soit c'est une personne qu'on a invitée, il a fait seulement un séminaire de 3 jours, il est venu à la bénédiction. Ou soit c'est un problème d'éducation et un problème de ne pas respecter le processus de cours formule. C'est pourquoi tu as vu que, pour parier à toute ces réalités-là, nous avons demandé que pour un candidat, pour être qualifié candidat à la bénédiction, il faut avoir un minimum de 21 jours. 21 jours. Et normalement, nous allons renforcer cela dans les émissions qui viennent, avoir fait au moins une vie, avoir servi et avoir aussi accompli une mission. Pourquoi aujourd'hui, nous insistons à ce que les enfants fassent une année de mission publique. Quand ils terminent le niveau secondaire, quand ils terminent l'université. C'est pour pallier à tout ça. Quand vous voyez ces cas-là que vous dites, vous allez trouver que ce sont des personnes qu'on a pris comme ça 7 jours ou 3 jours. Ou parfois, on n'a pas fait un séminaire, mais parce qu'on veut quand même répondre aux résultats. On ne veut pas que notre nation reste pas n'importe qui. Et nous allons avoir un œil regardant sur ça. C'est ça ce que je peux dire.
Merci beaucoup, merci. Merci.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for the clear answer, Region President. Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for the question. I can see some questions on the chat. Maybe because of the time, I will read and answer as much as I can, and a few questions needs to be answered by Regional Vice President. Someone asked, second gen and Jacob children allowed to be blessed? The answer is no. And another question, I would like to ask, I would just like to know about the deadline for the matching periods, which is really too short. Can there be extension concerning the matching of second generation? Yes, I think yeah, the deadline is, but this deadline is to submit the document. But if Vice President, if you have any additional answer about the extension of the application.
Yes, the application deadline is March 1st. That's in order to make sure we have all the documents ready by for the leaders to make the suggested matching. If for some reason you cannot do it by March 1st, please inform in the meeting in interview that we'll be having, and we will see what is possible. But that is the deadline that we want to make.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question, what will happen to the person who was rejected by the other family? Vice President, do you have any answer?
Yeah, this situation, of course, we also were discussing at this point. Through this process, what we're doing is offering a suggested match now to the parents, and the parents to make a decision and discuss with the children, and the children to then make a decision. So if in any time of that process, the person is either rejected or they reject, at this point, we can't return back into the leadership to ask for another match, because that offers another moment of Cheongsong and offering to make this match, right? So at this point, it will be unfortunate that in this time, maybe you need to go through the wait for the next period for which we can offer this matching process, or go through the suggestion matching of the parents or matching supporter. Yeah, this is the current reality. We can't, it's something that we have to learn from, how to overcome it, and what may be the reason for that, overcoming it, and then learning to make sure we're prepared for the next opportunity. We should not give up, regardless of the situation. We should just learn and keep using that as a Cheongsong for the next preparation, because for sure, God is preparing someone right for you.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much.
If I can add something.
Yes, please.
I think the first thing we have to know why someone is rejected, for which reason. The parents or they must explain the reason. if those reasons compared to the ideal, compared to divine principle, to what we are doing, what we are looking for, are really good reasons. And then we can give chance for the next time. But if it's just a reason, personal reason, individual reason, which is not aligned with the providence, what we are looking for, there is no, that's why the responsibility is we will take care of the one who is rejected. The one, because we are talking about reject. That means I don't want. For which reason? If really the reason is explained and those reasons is aligned with the principle, with the providence, and then okay. But if it's just simple reason, and we will take care of the one who is rejected. The one who rejected, we take time to look for a perfect or a better, he knows. Because here is, we are dealing with spiritual world. We are dealing with heavenly parents. We are dealing with heart. You know what it means to reject someone without reason? It's simple to reject, to say no. How are you going to take care of the heart? That's why we have to know the reason. For which reason? And you have to explain. And when the reasons are okay, they are the fundamental reason according to the principle, according to the will of heavenly parents, and then we know how to take the next step. But if they are just simple reason, external reason, I think our responsibility is to take care with who or her, the person who is rejected. That's what I can handle.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Regional President, for the clarification. I think it was very clear. The next question is this a new process different from Cheon matching? Yes, if it was not clear, Vice President, can you clarify the difference?
Okay. Yes, I would like to express that the Cheon matching actually is all of our matching, because all of the matching needs to go up to the regional president, whether it's parent matching, 3-generation assisted matching, matching supported by matching supporters. All of it has to go to the regional president for approval before it even gets sent to headquarters and being officially recognized by true parents. So if we want to see Cheon matching as the matching now and authority of the regional president, this is all the matching is under this process. That's one thing. Now, what is the matching process that this 3-generation assisted matching is? It's basically the leadership creating an environment to bring all of the children and all of the parents together. The 3-generation family saying, let's all come together and let us support you in making and finding a match for your children and for the children to find a match. But how is this done? Suggested to the parents, because we really know that true parents wants to give the responsibility, and the parents should be taking the responsibility to match the children as representative of true parents, right? But we're in that process of also preparing the environment for that to be more clear, more perfect, so that really our parents are have all the tools and all the preparations to do that, and at the same time the children are ready and have all the environment to be prepared for that. But as we are still in that transition, what this 3-generation assisted parents matching is doing is allowing now for the parents to come together, the children to come together, the 3-generation leadership structure appointed by true parents, representing true parents, to come and also guide you in making the matching for your children, support you in making the matching for the children. So what is the difference? The suggestion is going to be given to the children, to the parents. The parents then also communicate with the other parent to make a decision for the children. Then the children also have time to make a decision to enter into communication. Then there's a communication period for which you then also make a decision to make a commitment. So the responsibility, as we all know, the responsibility, even in Cheon matching, still falls on the individual to make the decision. Yeah, but this is still falls on you as an individual, as a child, as a candidate to make the decision, centering now on your parents' suggestion that is also being supported by the leadership who represent also the parents, true parents on the regional level. So this is the explanation to this question.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Regional Vice President. I think it was very clear. Another question for children who have lost their purity, can they also apply for this process? Yes, okay, so this question, Vice President, you have the floor.
Yes, as mentioned, we want everyone who is in the position and ready to wanting to go to the matching of this year, the blessing of this year, and they're wanting to commit to this matching process, they can apply to the matching application. So the matching application is just an application to check if you are willing to go through this matching process. Now, what is the second step to this is to have the matching and blessing interview. In that interview, we'll be sharing about yourself, also any situation you are in that has involving requiring special grace. We will be able then to also share what are the steps necessary for you to prepare for that. So to enter into this process, yes, we want to ask anyone, despite your different situation, to apply if you are willing to commit to this process of matching and preparation for matching. Now, the steps to take may differ depending on your situation. If you're in a situation where you require to prepare for receiving the special grace, then we need to share with you what preparation is necessary for that. It may be, if the special grace, the regional president will share more about that, but if the special grace comes and you are able to receive it and you are prepared to receive it, then you are now in a process to go to the matching and blessing of this year. But that's where now, what is important here is that you are in the necessary steps to be ready for the matching and blessing depending on your situation. So that's why we want to do the blessing interview with all the candidates who will be applying through this process to make sure you are put in the right steps for receiving the matching and the blessing. So please do not be discouraged if your situation is a situation where you feel you cannot go now. Please do the application for the matching, please do the interview, and then from the interview, guidance will be given in regards to what is the steps you need to take to prepare yourself for blessing.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Regional Vice President. I think the question answer was very clear. Yes, I saw some other questions on the chat, but because of the time, we will stop the question and answer time here. Thank you very much, everyone, for your question. Yeah, if you have still not something not clear, you can also inquire to the regional regional blessing committee office. So once again, let us appreciate the guidance from Regional Vice President with a round of applause. Thank you very much, Regional Vice President. Okay, thank you very much. The next section will be the internal preparation. So regional president will give the guidance for the internal preparation. So let us all welcome our regional president with a round of applause.
Merci, le secrétaire général, Kenta, pour cette parole. Je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de choses qui ont été dites ici par la vice-présidente qui peuvent constituer déjà la guidance intérieure. La bénédiction, les matchings, les choix de partenaires, ce ne sont pas les choses qui se font par un hasard ou un choix centré sur les sentiments, où on se réveille un matin, voilà, je vais aller à la bénédiction. La bénédiction, d'abord, c'est tout un processus de restauration. Et Nous, dans notre position des parents, nous sommes allés par ce processus. Nous avons reçu la bénédiction et nous sommes arrivés au niveau où ce pouvoir, cette autorité de la bénédiction que les vrais parents ont acquis sur le fondement des sueurs, sang et larmes, nous a été conféré en tant que parents. Décider d'aller à la bénédiction ou décider que son fils ou sa fille aille à la bénédiction sans un fondement intérieur est une erreur grave et je dirais même monumentale. J'ai toujours répété, je le répéterai toujours aux familles centrales bénies, de faire la différence entre ce processus de la restauration et le choix d'une femme ou d'un mari pour mon fils, pour mon frère ou pour moi-même. C'est tout un processus différent. Sinon, ça n'allait pas être considéré tel que nous la considérons. Ça n'allait pas être valorisé tel que nous devons la valoriser. Nous devons le valoriser parce qu'il s'agit d'un processus. Parce que vous entendez parfois des questions, on m'a refusé. Sur quelle base on refuse? Sur quelle base on refuse? Après avoir fait quelles conditions intérieures, on prend une décision d'aller à la bénédiction ou de rejeter un partenaire. Parce que les termes que j'ai entendus toujours, ce n'est pas mon nom, ça ce n'est pas mon. Sur quelle base? Sur quelles conditions de prière? Sur quel fondement d'indemnité posé on prend cette décision-là? Voilà un certain nombre de questions qu'on doit se poser quand on se prépare à la bénédiction. Ces derniers temps, ça c'est le moment où moi je cherche, ça va peut-être vous étonner, à converser avec notre vrai père. Le président régional, je sais, je n'ai pas encore eu une conversation avec lui. Je suis en train de chercher à converser avec lui. Pour qu'il me dise, notre père, quand vous étiez sur cette terre, faisiez des masses, dans tel cas, comment vous allez agir? Ou bien, quand, par exemple, les enfants s'engagent dans la bénédiction, avant ça, c'est vrai, il y a des conditions de succès. Alors, dans cette recherche, je me réfère toujours, parce que je ne peux pas converser. C'est vrai, dans la prière, je prie, je pose des questions, mais je m'inspire plus des paroles de notre Père, parce que c'est le trésor qu'il nous a laissé, les 8 manuels et tout ce qu'on doit creuser dans ses paroles, dans ce qu'il a dit pour comprendre la valeur de la bénédiction, l'importance de la bénédiction, que nous avons parfois à certains moments, que nous rendons parfois péjoratifs pour une raison ou une autre, pour des difficultés, pour les comparaisons que nous faisons avec les réalités extérieures. Si on me permet, je voudrais partager quelques extraits de discours de notre Père. Je ne trouve pas le document. Je vais m'aider à partager ça. Sur le processus de la bénédiction, il y a des détails que la vice-présidente a expliqués ici. Ici, c'est en ce qui concerne la sélection. Comment on doit déterminer, ça va? Ça passe? Comment on doit choisir ou déterminer le pouce. Ça, c'est dans, comme je vous ai dit, dans mes recherches, dans le pouvoir de comprendre ce que j'ai parlé, le dialogue que je voudrais établir avec le vrai Père qui est avec nous à tout moment. C'est en anglais. Vous m'excuserez de mon anglais. Who determines the spouse? From the viewpoint of the principle of then the parent created the spouse. Therefore, in following the law of recreation, it is essential that God and Father and Mother, not ourselves, select a spouse. It is our covenant, voluntarily law, to accept that our husband or wife will emerge from there. This is the education churches, the unification churches standard of marriage. Therefore, in unification church, following the principle, God and then Father are supposed to select your spouse. Fathers and mothers who live in the following world do not know the principle. They do not know. They do not follow any rules. Do you understand? But Reverend Moon of a Unification Church knows a standard that can establish the order centering on this principle and the covenant which must be followed to fulfill the law of heaven. This is the theory of the ideal of creation. And following this standard, centering on this ideal, your blessing will be under God's protection. In that way, Father, as the true parent and representing your parents, can proceed correctly with your blessing. This is the Unification Church's view of marriage. Donc, le mariage, selon l'Église de l'Unification, suit ses règles et ses lois. Donc, quand je disais que nos refus, nos rejets, nos choix, sont basés sur quoi? Sur quel principe? Sur quelle réalité que nous connaissons? Donc, il y a le vrai parent qui représente le parent, qui a donné ce pouvoir aux parents. Alors, si on n'a pas cette compréhension dans nos têtes, si on n'a pas cette compréhension dans nos caboches, pour comprendre, nous allons prendre la bénédiction comme quelque chose, comme un mariage simple. C'est-à-dire, je rencontre quelqu'un en cours de route, et je décide de le prendre en mariage et nous nous entendons, après on va se retrouver. Non. Ici, il y a des règles et des lois établies par les vrais parents qui en ont le pouvoir et centrés sur l'idéal de la création. C'est ça le standard pour nous. There absolutely should not be anyone who arbitrarily chooses a spouse as he or she pleases. The Lord of the second Advent is the only person who has inherited from God the authority to determine the spouse. Therefore, when the person who has the authority to decide the ideal spouse appears, the more a person is close to original mind, the more he will be led unconsciously and artistically to accept that person's choice when he stands in front of him. Donc, c'est la question d'être trop proche de l'esprit originel. Quand on est connecté à l'esprit originel de la bénédiction, une fois que le partenaire qu'on a choisi par la personne qualifiée, donc du point de vue du cœur, du point de vue de mon esprit, parce que mon esprit est connecté à l'esprit originel de la bénédiction, qui est le processus de restauration, d'accomplissement de 3 grandes bénédictions que Dieu a données. Donc, c'est direct, ça se connecte parce que je suis connecté à l'esprit originel et du point de vue du cœur, je suis également connecté à la personne qui fait le choix. Donc, quand on se prépare à la bénédiction, on doit avoir dans son esprit, on doit comprendre ce processus, on doit comprendre ces réalités-là. We're receiving the blessing as the person to whom he wishes to be matched and thinks in his mind, I would like to be matched with this one. He is insulting God. Donc, quand quelqu'un pense que je dois être béni, ça, ce sont des paroles de notre Père. Je dois être béni à telle ou telle personne, c'est un insulte. Et that's to repeat the same action as Adam and Eve, falling in the Garden of Eden. When Adam and Eve fell at the top of the growth stage, they didn't know with certainty that they were to become each other's spouse. They were not sure without knowing. They unwillingly brought about that result through Satan's temptation. You must move away from that road. Is this true? Can anyone go to the blessing knowing his own spouse? Can he go forth having already decided before his own spouse? Heaven is supposed to decide the spouse and the parent are supposed to decide. Ah, ça c'est notre Père qui parle. Nous ne devons pas insulter Dieu en cherchant à connaître en avance qui je dois aller à la bénédiction. Et notre Père dit ici, c'est répéter l'erreur d'Adam et Ève. Parce que ils se sont unis ensemble sans centrer sur Dieu. Ils ont pensé que, ah, voilà, c'est celui-ci. Parce qu'on dit qu'Adam et Ève devaient d'abord grandir comme frères et sœurs, ensuite devenir mari et femme. Alors qu'ils ne sont pas encore arrivés au niveau de comprendre cette réalité, ils ont décidé, et ils sont allés, mais centrés sur Satan. Voilà ce que ça a amené, voilà là où ça nous a amené jusqu'aujourd'hui. Mais alors que nous connaissons cette réalité, les vrais parents disent que no one can choose. À part les parents, c'est les parents qui doivent décider. Les parents à qui les vrais parents ont donné cette autorité. C'est à côté, c'est tout un exemple que notre Père est en train de donner, hein, le standard de la Corée. There are sons and daughters who have in mind some person they would like to marry should report right away to their parents. Before saying that they like someone, they should receive the parents' approval. When the parents approve, it is all right to make friends with that person. It is not a sin to become friendly with someone after reporting about it, but unreported relationships cannot be recognized. Et nous avons insisté sur ces choses que il se fait que les sentiments arrivent, qu'on est ça, on court directement aux parents. Et quand les parents sont au courant, quand il y a des épreuves, vous créez cette relation, mais il n'est pas autorisé, il n'est pas autorisé d'aller faire le choix de partenaire pour ramener à l'église. Nous avons insisté sur les choses, mais on reste toujours dans cette logique. Ça, c'est notre Père qui le dit. Ce n'est pas que nous le disons parce que nous ne voulons pas que les gens se rendent compte qu'ils décident eux-mêmes. Non. C'est les parents qui décident. Et quand vous avez eu ce sentiment, vous avez supposé que les parents ont décidé, et là, vous continuez les relations. The people of the world say that in the Unification Church, even marriage is done by dictatorship. But so that if it is dictatorship, bon, ça, je passe. Ça, c'est aussi un exemple que notre père, donc, if a child is born as a Korean, when feeding, you must give him or her Korean food. You would not wish to feed the child all kinds of food from different countries or West. Since it was born as a Korean, it's natural to provide Korean food. This is certain. Until he's grown up, he must eat Korean food. You who are being raised in the realm of the principle must eat principle food. Therefore, don't ever hold the idea that this is dictatorship. You should not have that thinking. If you have that idea, father feels most insulted. Donc, ce n'est pas un problème qu'on impose ici, parce que c'est ce que nous avons. C'est ça, la nourriture de principe. La nourriture de principe qui conduit à la bénédiction. C'est cette nourriture-là que nous avons. Donc, on n'impose rien. Parce que c'est ce que nous avons. C'est ce que nous avons à donner aux enfants. Et c'est ce que nous devons donner au monde, parce que nous voulons que le monde change. Ce que nous avons, c'est ça. Alors, il n'y a pas à tergiverser, il n'y a pas à discuter, il n'y a pas à trouver une imposition ou la dictature là-dedans. Ça n'existe pas, c'est ce que notre Père dit. C'est cette nourriture de principe qui conduit à la bénédiction que nous donnons à nos enfants, que nous vous donnons en tant qu'enfants, que les parents nous devons donner à nos enfants. Alors, si nous voulons aller chercher ailleurs, faire des comparaisons, ce qui se fait ailleurs, est-ce qu'on ne peut pas faire ça? On commence à amoindrir ce qui est de plus précieux. Pour qui les vrais parents ont versé sueur et sang et larmes, pour qui nous-mêmes nous avons sacrifié tout ce que nous avons. Aujourd'hui, on se retrouve dans des... parce que nous avons compris que c'est ça qu'il faut à l'humanité. Notre Père dit, I have a headache over those who gossip behind my back. Those who are matched with that attitude are finished. They are going against the heavenly law. Only heaven can decide the person's spouse. Therefore, it should not be any people with that attitude. Avec quelle attitude nous allons à la bénédiction? Ça aussi, c'est le problème. Et nos attitudes ont toujours été, parce que dans le match, j'ai rencontré beaucoup. Ça, ce n'est pas mon homme. Ça, ce n'est pas ma femme. Va choisir toi-même. Et quand on voit parfois les choix que les uns et les autres font, si on l'avait fait ce choix-là pour lui, ce choix-là pour lui, il n'allait pas l'accepter. Bon, c'est votre choix, mais le ciel dit ici, notre Père dit, notre Père demande des têtes. Voilà les réponses que notre Père a données. Quand je vous dis que j'ai conversé avec, voilà ce qu'il m'a donné comme réponse. Il a des mots de tête. Quand il y a des gens qui parlent de rien, oh, on va faire ça, on va là-bas en Amérique, on fait comme ça, et là-bas on a fait, on a appris. On n'a jamais, c'est monsieur, madame Larue et monsieur tout le monde. Ils n'ont jamais suivi l'alignement. Madame Larue, monsieur tout le monde. Ils n'ont jamais suivi la réalité. D'abord, on ne le voit jamais. In the matching event, which happens only in lifetime, only one in lifetime, what kind of relationship should each person make with God? This is an important question. Ça, c'est la question. This issue is between you and heaven. If you are a man, it is an issue between you, man, and heaven. If you are a woman, This is a question between you and heaven. In the Unification Church, it is an issue of how to make relationship with Father, between Father and man, is an issue between that one man and Father. And also the case of a woman, relationship between Father and the woman is a serious matter of personal concern. Without solving that problem, you are not be able to enter in the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because the fall was caused by Adam and Eve deciding matters by themselves. That's why the cause of what became everlasting sorrow and regret. If that was the basis of the fall, then in order to indemnify this, you must solve the problem of your relationship with Father. But until now, the solution has not come about. C'est pourquoi nous sommes dans ces assemblées, parents et enfants, tout le monde ensemble, pour trouver la solution à ce problème. Je voudrais conclure. You must not choose your partner in your own, especially do not try. Or she is by prayer. The person who does that will come to know good hands. One's father, it says the two persons who had decided through prayer, and he established an indemnity condition for them, but things didn't turn out well. I cannot tell you who they are, only Father knows. Their fate was accordingly to the principle. Even if Father forgives them and they go on to fulfill their indemnity condition by themselves, it may not be good for them in the end. Inevitably, within 3 generations of their descendants, similar phenomenon will occur. Indeed, the Unification Church is a fearful place. When you face Father and look at him, you might think he isn't much, but he's a fearsome person. He's a fearsome person. Those who have given Father a hard time all were destroyed. That is why when I work for the sake of God's will, I myself very serious. I do not decide something in a responsible way. For making a decision, I consult heaven and set every standard according to the principle. And then I announce the policy. When I know that something is heaven's will, I do not care what the world think about it. J'étais très conforté dans cette conversation avec le vrai Père dans ça pour comprendre quelle attitude je dois prendre. Quand vous voyez la vice-présidente s'époumoner, voilà ce que nous devons nous donner les deadlines. Parce que c'est en comprenant ce que notre Père dit ici, que parce que c'est quelque chose qu'on doit décider pour la volonté de Dieu, c'est le sait qu'on doit être sérieux. On ne doit pas décider ça dans une façon irresponsable. On comprenait seulement, on va se dire non. Avant de prendre cette décision, on doit consulter. Avant de faire quoi que ce soit, ne pensez pas que ce que nous sommes en train de faire, non, c'est nous devons consulter le ciel. Avant de rejeter, avant de vous préparer, avant de faire quoi que ce soit, d'abord les conditions intérieures. Ça, c'est le moment de conditions intérieures. Ça, c'est le moment de conditions d'interroger Dieu, de préparer les ancêtres bénis et libérés pour qu'enfin, les décisions que nous allons prendre, ce qu'on va me proposer, est-ce que je suis prêt? Si je ne suis pas prêt, parce qu'on dit, si je ne suis pas prêt, je ne dois pas me précipiter. Hein? Mieux vaut tard que jamais. Mieux vaut tard que jamais. Donc, voilà, chers parents, chers enfants, dans ma recherche, hier, j'ai passé une nuit très troublée, même du point de vue de la santé, je comprenais à quoi. Mais quand je me suis levé ce matin, et en lisant ces paroles de notre Père, il y en a beaucoup qui sont en train de lire dans cette discussion avec notre vrai Père. Voilà ce que j'avais découvert comme guidance intérieure pour ces candidats qui se préparent pour la bénédiction, pour qu'enfin cette préparation intérieure puisse nous permettre, en tout cas, de faire une bénédiction digne de foi et de vraiment comprendre sa valeur pour nous engager et donner la victoire aux vrais parents et surtout à la fille unique de Dieu et pour que l'Afrique céleste accomplisse son devoir d'être ce modèle que la vraie mère veut. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Regional President, for your clear guidance. I hope this is very clear using True Parents' words that this is really absolute. We need to have the standard of absoluteness. And yeah, it's really true that we need to really entrust heaven, not trust yourself, but it's really, I can testify. If you entrust heaven, yeah, you can really find something you never thought. Incredible. And yeah, thank you very much, Regional President. I hope your health will recover soon. This is really heaven's attack, but really, we can really feel your heart, dear candidate. Please feel he is not scaring you, but he's embracing you. And please, feel the love from Heavenly Parents and your parents. Yeah, thank you very much once again, Regional President. Let us give a round of applause once again. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Then we will also have one more person who wants to express his love, which is Cheon co-chair, Regional the Reverend Bakari Kamara, who will give the words of encouragement. So let us all welcome our Cheon co-chair, Reverend Kamara, with a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are muted.
Always muted. It looks like you know, we had to talk from the spiritual world, like President Kadima dealing with the old things. Thank you very much. I'm truly grateful to have this floor. Thank you, President Kadima, for this very well elaborated spiritual guidance. And for all the candidate parents and leaders to come to one point, let us the will of God be achieved in my life. Thank you, Vice President, for also sharing the process and all the counselings. Thank you, all the leaders coming to support the parent, so we all together, we can support the children. I think everything has been already explored very well. I don't think I have more thing to say, just to really encourage you, because to emphasize the collaboration between children, parent, and leaders centering on Heavenly Parent and True Parent. Heavenly Parent, True Parent should not be absent in our view and in our decision. I think President Kadima elaborated very well. Unless we consult God and True Parent, ourselves are not really qualified as a child to go to the blessing, as a parent to guide our children to the blessing, as a leader to encourage children to go to the blessing without consulting God. Obviously, there is no way we can understand how this holy blessing is given and how it is conducted. Because the origin is God and true parents. So please be confident. As we have been born already as a man and a woman, certainly Heavenly Parent got the plan for us to get blessed. So don't worry. Please be aware that God and Heavenly Parent, true parent want us more than ourselves to get blessed. This is their goal and the purpose of the creation. So, dear blessing candidate, matching candidate, be confident. But to have that level of confidence, you really need a consultation, as President Kadima said. Consult God, pray. You cannot just wait. We had to pray. We had to make conditions. Parent, same thing. We cannot look back for ourselves. We have to look from God's point of view. So do not worry. The same way we receive the blessing, definitely our children will receive a blessing. God wants to give that blessing more than even anybody. So let us be positive, a positive mind. And leaders are engaged in that process, BFT directors, BFT leaders, and all the leaders involved, national leaders, sub-regional directors, to reach to sub-regional, the regional president. We all engage so to make sure God's will is done, not our will, God's will, true parents' will is done. So let us have positive mind, really positive mind. Let us always think about that. What about this happened? What about this? I always wondering why we choose negative side. Like somebody said, there is more girls than boys. Well, we are not the creator. Don't worry. You know, if Heavenly Parent, I don't think he made a mistake. There is a way out there. Let us focus on my direct responsibility. Let Heavenly Parent, if somebody made a statistic that there is more girl or more women than men, give that headache to Heavenly Parent there. We had to focus on the boys and girls we had to match. Don't worry. And they will get matched because we will receive matching and blessing. And we are not the best. I don't think so. So definitely there is a way out there. We don't worry about too much negative side of our way. We take care of the positive side of things. Somebody reject. Why I want to think if somebody reject? I don't want to think when somebody reject. I want to think when somebody take it off. Yeah. So parent, let us be positive. Children, let us have faith to the Creator and the leadership. Definitely that will happen. And leaders, let us have confidence that if we have been appointed as the leaders, certainly heaven will walk through us. Definitely. So that is why I wanted to give that short encouragement word, to not worry too much. Let us make condition and heaven will guide. To create anybody as a man and woman is more complicated, more difficult than today to find ourselves to try to make a choices ourselves. No way. If we see our life itself is so complex as a human being, physically, spiritually, it's very complex. Somebody's taking care of that already. That's Heavenly Parent, true parent. Really, we discover it. So then we don't need to worry too much. I pray we can go through this process. And because today was particularly for young people, those who are candidates, are you really ready to make a commitment to go through this process, centering or regional president? If yes, just give the advice. Say after that, you receive more education. Are you ready? You really willingly want to go to the blessing this year? If it's yes, just apply. If you apply, you receive education. You receive also guidance, and you receive orientation, and you receive help and support. Parent, please support. And in that way, God will be with us, and will definitely will make a great victory to offer to our beloved true parent. Thank you, and all the best for all of you, candidate, blessed candidate, matching candidate, parents, and leaders. Please let us be positive, and this is the way to go to reach the restoration of Africa. I encourage you, let us go together for victory. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cheon co-chair, for your word of encouragement. It's really, yeah, he was expressing his heart to the blessing candidates, parents, and also the leaders. Let's not worry about anything. If heaven wants to give something, there is no worry. There is no worry. It's not us who wants to give more than us. Yeah, heaven really wants to give blessing. So let's really trust Heavenly Parents, and let's really unite with Heavenly Parents' will. Thank you very much. Okay, so we will before we close this session, I'd like to give a few announcements. So as Vice President shared, there will be the matching application form, which will be shared on this group chat. And also we will share this matching application with the National Blessing Committee. So please make sure if you want to apply, don't escape from this form. Put in your computer and have 5 minutes, and then you can apply. Really, please pray. This application will really guide you into the proper direction. So we will share this matching application form on the chat. Yeah, so if the deadline is when, let me see if someone can answer on the chat. When is the deadline? If the first person who answered, maybe you will be remembered by Vice President. And no one is answering. Wow. Is it disabled? I think anyone can. No one is answering. Come on. Yes, someone is answering, but answer is not correct. Yes, someone is answered. The answer is February 26th, this Sunday. Don't forget, it's not March 1st. The matching application is this Sunday. So if you are organizing Sunday service, yeah, you can also have the moment to write the matching application form. Yeah, please make sure all those who wants to apply for the matching can submit on time. And also tomorrow we will have the final session. I mean, for the blessing candidates, the matching candidate at 5 p.m. GMT. Every Friday we are having the education session for the matching candidates. So please encourage all youth to join, and also we will have the more education session, but we will give more announcements during the session. And also on Sunday we will have the session, special session for the second generation sisters age over 27. So this is, yeah, welcome to the special session. This is just for the second generation sisters age over 27. This will be held on Sunday. This Sunday at 5 p.m. GMT. And the link will be shared to the national leader, but this please don't share this link to everyone. I will emphasize again, this meeting is to second generation sister single age over 27. I think we really want to give proper guidance for them. So please encourage all the people who are applied for this, to attend this meeting. And then also the reminder of the other process, all documents and the medical test and the blessing interview, and also the blessing application needs to be submitted by when? Maybe I can also ask to everyone. Yeah, when is the deadline of the medical test blessing application and also the blessing interview. Who can answer the first? Maybe the interpretation is not going. I don't know. Oh, yes. Shisha family. Thank you very much for your correct answer. Yes, Mrs. Mpo, you also answered correctly. The answer is, yeah, 1st of March. This is the deadline of all the documents. So all the matching candidates, please submit the medical test and also blessing application by March 1st. This is the deadline. Yeah, so this is all the announcement we wanted to give. Thank you very much. I think this all contents was very rich. So we conclude this meeting with the closing remarks by regional president. So let us all welcome our regional president once again with a round of applause.
Merci beaucoup. Juste vous remercier de votre sympathique attention et surtout la confiance que les parents célestes placent en vous pour la réussite de ces événements. C'est le moment le plus important de notre vie de foi. Et les vrais parents attendent notre offrande et une offrande pure. Alors, soyons unis, sur les vrais parents et sur la fille unique de Dieu. Et travaillons ensemble pour 3 générations dans les systèmes établis par pour que nous puissions leur faire une victoire éclatante. Et que nous puissions participer à la dernière semaine, vous savez, en dernière minute, Satan intervient avec toutes les réalités. Alors, ne lui donnons pas l'occasion. Entrons dans les prières profondes, dans les chansons pour l'accomplissement de la volonté. Merci beaucoup pour votre participation. Je voudrais rappeler, je pense, tous les directeurs sous-régionaux, vous avez eu un communiqué important que le secrétaire général a envoyé dans le groupe qui insiste sur, immédiatement après cette discussion, tenir des réunions pour compléter le document que la mission mondiale prend d'ici 10 ans. Et puis, je voudrais que le révérend Alogno m'appelle après, le révérend Alogno, et puis Maître Dembélé de Mali, également. J'ai quelques points spécifiques à discuter avec vous, c'est très important. Merci à tout le monde, que l'amour du Parent Céleste et l'amour des vrais parents comble vos familles. Merci.
Thank you very much, Regional President, for your closing remarks. So we will have the 3 minutes of unison prayer. Let us offer all gratitude to Heavenly Parents that gave this great opportunity, great grace, and great blessing. So let us offer 3 minutes unison prayer. Let us pray. 아주, 아주, 아주. Okay, thank you very much for your prayer. We will conclude with offering half bow to heavenly parents and true parents. If you are in the church, please just stand up and we will offer greetings to heavenly parents and true parents. 천진 참포님께 경배. 바로 let us offer all glory and honor to heavenly parents and true parents. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending this orientation. We will not close without taking picture. So this is the moment to take picture. So I'd like to ask everyone to open your camera. Someone is standing already. Please wait a moment. Please sit down and come in front of the camera. Don't forget to take picture. Okay. Now I can see many people are smiling. Oh, you know how to take picture. That's right. Please make small heart. That's right. Oh, this is our tradition. Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, with the help of technical team, we will take wonderful best shot. Let us have a big smile. 3, 2, 1. Happy. Happy. Are you saying happy? Your mouth is not moving. Happy. Please say happy. You are not obliged. You are naturally smiling. That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So now we will make a small middle heart like this. Yes, that's right. If you are a couple, please make a nice figure of the heart like Reverend Aronion. Thank you very much. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Happy. Happy. Okay, hold on. Thank you very much. If you are a bit far from camera, please come closer and show your smile. Don't be shy. Please come in front of the camera. That's right. Wow, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. This marks the end of the orientation. Thank you very much. And tomorrow we will have the orientation session for the children. So don't forget, and let's see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
À l'oignon, bonjour. Bonjour.
Up front.